Salute. How y'all doing? My name is Derrick Williams. I'm sure many of you all are old enough to remember a book that came out in the mid 1990s entitled The Bell Curve. In this book, it suggested that based on genetic disposition and environmental factors, this dictated a person's lot in life. Black people were up in arms over this book that was filled with a bunch of pseudoscience and crackpot theories. Well, I want to introduce you to a woman that's about to be sworn into foreign asset Joe Biden's cabinet as a top civil rights director. The title of this presentation will be called Clarke is an Idiot, and I'm just one man. In the comment section on YouTube, if a white woman had said what you're about to hear Clarke, who is black, say, they would surely want that woman's head on a silver platter. You judge. All y'all take care. Greenville, Mississippi till I die.
If I'm fortunate enough to be confirmed, we will turn the page on hate and close the door on discrimination by enforcing our federal civil rights laws.
That was a woman called Kristen Clarke speaking at an event last week for her new boss, President-elect Joe Biden. Kristen Clarke is Joe Biden's pick to run the Justice Department's enormously powerful Civil Rights Division. Clarke says her job is simple, it's to end hate. But like so many in her world, Clarke is in fact an enthusiastic purveyor of what she claims to fight. Clarke's been on this show several times. The new investigation, though, by our reporters has uncovered shocking, and we don't use that word lightly, legitimately shocking statements that Clarke made in public while at Harvard. In 1994, Clarke wrote a letter to the Harvard Crimson in her capacity as the president of the Black Studies Association. Clarke wanted to explain her views on race science. Quote, theories and observations to assist you in your search for truth regarding the genetic differences between blacks and whites. End quotes. You know it's going to be interesting, and it was. Quote, 1. Dr. Richard King reveals that the core of the human brain is the locus coeruleus, which is a structure that is, it contains large amounts of neuromelanin, which is essential for its operation. 2. Black infants sit, crawl, and walk sooner than whites. 3. Carol Barnes notes that human mental processes are controlled by melanin, that same chemical which gives blacks their superior physical and mental abilities. 4. Some scientists have revealed that most whites are unable to produce melanin because their pineal glands are often calcified or non-functioning. Pineal calcification rates with Africans are 5 to 15%, Asians 15 to 25%, and Europeans 60 to 80%. This is the chemical basis for the cultural differences between blacks and whites. And 5. Melanin endows blacks with greater mental, physical, and spiritual abilities, something which cannot be measured based on Eurocentric standards. End quote. Let that sink in. Melanin endows black people with greater mental, physical, and spiritual abilities. No, that's not an editorial from the Final Call, Louis Farrakhan's free newspaper. That is a direct quote from the person Joe Biden is about to put in charge of this country's civil rights laws. Even at Harvard, crackpot theories like that were considered deranged and dangerous. After an outcry on campus, Kristen Clarke suggested that she didn't necessarily believe what she had written. Now, the Harvard Crimson, a left-wing paper, did not buy that explanation. Well, does she or doesn't she, wrote the editors. So far, she has given us every indication that she does. And indeed, she did. Just a month later, Kristen Clarke invited the noted Trinidadian anti-Semite, Tony Martin, to speak on campus. Martin, then a professor at Wellesley College, was the author of a self-published manifesto called The Jewish Onslaught. In it, Martin chronicled the, quote, escalating Jewish onslaught against black people. Now, for Martin's fans, like Kristen Clarke, Martin's speech at Harvard did not disappoint. He attacked both Jews and Judaism as a religion. Tony Martin spent his final years giving speeches to Holocaust denial organizations on topics such as, quote, tactics of organized Jewry, repressing free speech, end quote. Kristen Clarke strongly approved of Tony Martin, and we're not speculating, because as she told the Crimson after his speech, quote, Professor Martin is an intelligent, well-versed black intellectual who bases his information on indisputable fact. So again, directly from Kristen Clarke, Tony Martin's anti-Semitism was based on, quote, indisputable fact. Kristen Clarke has never shed these views. They've simply become more sophisticated. Just last year, as a lawyer, Clarke was fighting for the crudest kind of racial discrimination in college admissions. This fall, she said it was, quote, madness for the federal government to take the side of Asian applicants who had provably been denied college admission purely because of their skin color. But tough luck. As far as Kristen Clarke was concerned, those Asians didn't have enough melanin, and melanin is the key. Speaking of madness, in a sane country, someone like Kristen Clarke would be under investigation by the Civil Rights Division, not running it. How crazy have we become? Well, we will see if Clarke's nomination gets to the U.S. Senate. And if it does, we're in serious trouble.